Some men never say I love you, but there's one sign that's more honest than 1,000 confessions. When a man is emotionally attached, there's always one sign that will give it away, even if he never says it aloud. You may never hear him say, I love you. You may not see grand gestures of affection every day. There might even be times when you doubt it, feel uncertain or confused. But when a man is truly emotionally attached, one unmistakable sign will always reveal itself. When a man is emotionally attached, his inner world begins to revolve around you, even when he tries to hide it, even when he pulls away, even when he becomes distant, and everything else flows from that. Let me explain this deeply, because this sign is subtle, powerful, and often misunderstood. Here's the truth about men and emotional attachment. Men don't get emotionally attached the same way women do. For many men, emotional attachment feels vulnerable, and vulnerability feels dangerous. Danger feels like losing control. So when a man becomes emotionally attached, his instinct isn't always to express it. It's often to contain, protect, or even distance himself from what he feels. This is why so many people misread emotionally attached men as confused, cold, inconsistent, afraid, or uninterested. But underneath it all, something very different is happening. The one sign that always shows: he can't fully detach from you, even when he tries. This is the sign. When a man is emotionally attached, you remain present in his inner world. No matter what's happening externally, he may pull back, go silent, act distracted, focus on work, tell himself he's moved on. But emotionally attached men never truly disconnect. You live in his thoughts, his reactions, his timing, his emotional patterns. And this shows up in specific ways in real life. 1. He returns even after distance. An emotionally attached man doesn't disappear cleanly. He may leave, he may say goodbye, he may reduce communication, but he always returns in some form. A message just checking in, watching your stories, asking about your life, remembering details he shouldn't remember, reappearing when you least expect it. Why? Because emotional attachment creates an invisible pull. Even silence doesn't break it. 2. His mood changes because of you. This is a big one. When a man is emotionally attached, your happiness affects him. Your sadness unsettles him. Your distance makes him restless. Your attention calms him. He may not admit this to himself, but his emotional state subtly shifts based on your energy. If you're cold, he feels it. If you're warm, he softens. If you pull away, something inside him tightens. That's emotional attachment at work. 3. He protects his feelings by acting convincing. This part is painful, but important. Emotionally attached men often behave inconsistently, not because they don't care, but because they care too much and don't know how to manage it. So you may notice hot and cold behavior, deep conversations followed by silence, intimacy followed by withdrawal, strong interest followed by hesitation. This is emotional self-protection. When attachment forms, fear follows. 4. He watches you more than he engages. Emotionally attached men observe. They notice changes in your tone. They sense shifts in your energy. They pick up on unspoken emotions. They remember small details. Even if he's quiet, he's aware. He may know things about you that surprise you. He may react to things you never said out loud. That's because emotional attachment sharpens attention. 5. He struggles to replace you. Here's a truth many people don't like to hear. An emotionally attached man may try to move on, but no one feels the same. He may date, he may talk to others, he may distract himself. But emotionally, you remain the reference point. You become the comparison he doesn't consciously make, but feels. That's why new connections feel off to him. Why is this one sign so reliable? Because physical attraction fades. Interest can fluctuate. Circumstances change, but emotional attachment creates internal continuity. Once a man emotionally attaches, his nervous system remembers you. His emotional body responds to you. His inner world adjusts around your presence. This is not something he controls easily. That's why emotionally attached men often say, "I don't know why I can't let this go." What emotional attachment is not? Let's clear up the confusion. Emotional attachment is not obsession, dependency, weakness, possessiveness. It is emotional imprinting. You touched a part of him that felt safe, understood, alive, or seen. And the nervous system doesn't forget that easily. Why some emotionally attached men pull away. This is crucial. A man may be emotionally attached and still pull away. Why? Because attachment triggers fear of loss, fear of inadequacy, fear of responsibility, fear of emotional exposure, especially if he has past heartbreak, struggles with self-worth, was taught to suppress emotions, fears being needed. Distance becomes a coping mechanism, not a lack of feeling. How you can tell the difference between attachment and ego. An ego-driven man wants attention, validation, control. An emotionally attached man shows emotional shifts around you, difficulty fully letting go, genuine concern for your well-being, internal conflict when things are unresolved. Ego fades when ignored. Attachment does not. What happens over time? If emotional attachment is acknowledged, it deepens. If suppressed, it causes tension. If avoided, it resurfaces later. If respected, it stabilizes. That's why unresolved connections often come back, months or years later. Not because of fate, but because attachment wasn't integrated. A quiet truth you need to hear. If a man is emotionally attached to you, you don't need to chase proof. You'll feel it in the pauses, the returns, the unfinished conversations, the emotional undercurrent that never disappears. Emotional attachment whispers. It doesn't shout. Read this slowly. When a man is emotionally attached, the sign will always show in this way. He may step away from you physically, but emotionally, he never fully leaves. And that changes everything. Do you feel like you've experienced this in someone's behavior?